How's it going, everyone? Mafara here. Welcome to Heliopolis Radio. I hope you enjoy the content. Peace and blessings to the people. Mafara here. Welcome to Heliopolis Radio. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you've all had a good week thus far and that you've managed to make the most out of it. We're back at it in another episode of Retrospect, and the movie in discussion today is The Hurt Locker. It's directed by Catherine Bigelow. It was released December 2008. It had roughly a budget of 15 million. And it was nominated for 9 Oscars and won 6 out of those 9 nominations, including Best Screenplay, Best Director, and I think Best Motion Picture as well. So, for a movie of such a small budget, it was phenomenal. I'm not really a big movie person myself these days, but there's some movies that really do, they do really have quite an impact. And so, just a long story short, The Hurt Locker is basically a film about these guys, these U.S. Marines who are part of the U.S. Army Explosive Ordnance Unit in the Iraq War. And so, first and foremost, it's based in the Iraq War. And this ordnance unit, they basically go and they deactivate bombs and mines, which may be hidden. They also disarm mines which have been attached to civilians and everything. So, as you can imagine, it's a fucking intense thing. Excuse my language, but it is. It's pretty raw. And it just what I really liked about this movie is it really gives you an insight into like what these soldiers really go through, and it actually gives justification as to why they come back home with all sorts of issues. And we have all these things in America happening, these mass shootings and everything, especially involving ex-military personnel and everything. It's incredible, man, just the amount of madness that you see there. And obviously this is a movie, so this is not even a full accurate portrayal, but I think judging by the number of nominations, not even nominations, but the accolades that it won, you can tell that it was a very intense portrayal of the true realities of war, but more specifically these ordnance units, the people that go out and actually seek trouble to save others. And so there are 3 main protagonists, if you can say it. They're played by, I'm sure you guys know them, they're famous actors. One is Jeremy Renner. He's Hawkeye in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then there's Anthony Mackie, who plays Sanborn. He's also the guy who's currently now the new Captain America, the Black Captain America right now. And basically it just portrays the journey of these 3 soldiers and how they go about their daily affairs and what daily life is like for these guys. And it's rough, man. It's rough. The main character played by Jeremy Renner is actually a replacement. There's only one guy who does the bomb disarming, and then he has his fellow soldiers that kind of secure the perimeter and make sure that there's no civilian intervention or anything like that. And so the character that Jeremy Renner plays is actually replacing the previous bomb disarmer that unfortunately died trying to disarm a bomb of someone. And so he comes in at a space where the unit is already kind of grieving and traumatized. So there's a lot of character development that happens there, how his personality has to become accepted into the unit, because he can't just replace someone so easily, right? And so, there's a whole story of how these guys have to mesh their personalities together and they have to work together to survive, because it's a life and death situation. So you can't let your personal disagreements or personal group disharmony affect the job, because it's not a joke. And so there's a lot of intensity. I think Catherine Bigelow, she also directed, I don't know if you've watched the movie Zero Dark 30. It's supposed to be about how they killed Osama bin Laden, whether you believe it or not. I mean, she's a great director. I think that movie also won an Oscar as well. And how she does her military movie portrayals is just really unique. She's a female director as well, so that adds another dynamic to it. But she has a very raw way of doing it. She uses raw sounds. She uses high-pitched frequencies at times of intense chaos, like bomb explosions and everything, and that kind of amplifies the effect. It almost makes you feel as if, you're just there witnessing this shit firsthand. And she's also very raw with the characters. I mean, she's been fortunate to work with really good actors, and she had a really good cast. But the way she gets them to kind of be organic with their characters, and organic meaning, you'd almost would think that this person is actually has a military background or actually was doing service in Iraq. And so, it's a very interesting movie. I recommend that you guys watch it. There's a lot that it shows you about what these people go through. Not just, it's not just a propaganda mechanism, which is another good thing about this movie. It's not just a propaganda mechanism for whatever nonsense, it's not pro-US Army and any of that nonsense. It really shows you what the civilians go through. It shows you the human connections that people have, the instances in the movie where you see the interactions between the US soldiers and the locals, and it's completely, counter, it's completely counter to what, whatever news or anything would portray. And it shows you the humanness of everything. It shows you that it's not just a war and for political agendas and everything. It's a real thing, interaction. It's people, it's lives that are affected, and they do a really good way of showing the humanness behind it. And I'm not saying there's a humanness to war and death and everything, but there's that element of look, man, we're all in this nonsense, and we're all humans and people at the end of the day, and we all go through shit. And so, also the last part is the psychological component to it. You really see that, regardless of all the, bravado and everything, the stuff really affects these guys, and it affects them in ways that are so deep and so profound. You'd be like, I'm not even surprised that, people pull out, some even commit suicide, because some of the things that you're seeing, some of the scenes, again, viewer discretion is also advised. It's a pretty raw movie, but I mean, it's the truth. It's an accurate representation of what these people were going through. It's a really good movie. As you can hear in the background, I'm trying to use the score from the film. I forgot who did it, but I think it's Marco Beranari. I don't know if I said his name right, but I'll put his link in the description if you are interested in musical scores or anything like that. And thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you have some time to watch the movie, especially if you're actually interested in war stuff, and I don't know if your personality is suited towards those things. But personally, myself, I feel like you can learn a lot about just life in general. We see things on TV, but it's always different on the ground, and there's always that. I like things which reveal more kind of a truer nature of how things really are. And obviously it's a movie, so they can't really fully do it. But the filming, if you look and do the research behind it, the filming and where they were doing it, they filmed it pretty close to the border, so where the battles were actually going on. And the actors also did their research. They spoke to military personnel, and they took in all those things, man. They took in all the brutal accounts of what people are going through there, and they really portrayed it well. So, thanks you guys for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your week. Peace and blessings to the people. Thank you.